どうも皆様、こんばんにちは、ヒロでございます。下手でも関係ない楽しむだけだをモットーに、シャーロック・ホームズ・チャプター1、続きをやっていきたいと思います。はい。前回の続きでございまして、なんだっけ。ちょっともういろいろと、あれだわ。なんだっけな。この邸宅ですね。邸宅ってここどこだっけ？マンチョスだ。そう、マンチョスさんの邸宅にやってきて、ボーゲルと話をし、ファビオに会うようにと言われたので、ファビオに会いに行ったら、まあそのファビオさんは死んでいたと、亡くなっていたと。で、まあそっから事件の捜査をしていこうというところで、なので、まあ、操作をしていくんですけども、まあちょうどよくボーゲルが来たので、ちょっと話を聞こうというところです。
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. And pull yourself together, Werner.
今日の夜とは
What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual
人
atmosphere.
々の限界に
Often
挑
with more
戦する。
stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or do
じゃあ上から順番に聞いていくか。カート氏とは誰だ？
Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
どうやって遺体を見つけた？
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh, who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were...
Filling time?
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
なんちゅうこった。被害者を知っていたか？
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too
美
handsome
少
to
年だ
go
ったと。
unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of
演技
performance.
役者だったのか？警察は何も知らないの
The
か？
police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
とんでもねえな。人死にを何だと思ってんだよ、まったく。儀式について話をしてくれ。
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed.
花の上で裸な女性が横たわるところからが始まる。女性はガイア。はあ、大地の女神か。
As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin?
童貞かねってそういうことじゃねえや。
The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate,
実際にやってるところを見ながら観客がいるってなかなかに
What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything
お
about
かしいだろ
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
彼女を見てない。部屋は空いていたのか。
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor...
ならその1時間の間に犯行が行われたということかな。間抜きにも程があるだろう。
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood. A bloody handprint on an armchair. The wounded person was here for some time. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
この奥はいけんの？いけるんかい。ああ、ここ、あれか、楽屋か。服が一着足らない。
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it.
ここで手を洗ったのか？
Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
ああ。ここで手洗ったのかな？
Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set. This is a different ritual.
この儀式は違う。発見した何らかの儀式の筋書きの冒頭に文字が書かれている。文言の内容は次の通り。この儀式を読んで練習しろ。マンチョス。母なるガイアの象徴である裸の女性が祭壇に敷かれた花の上に横たわる。儀式の進行者は儀式用の油で彼女を塗り、女性の内なる豊穣を目覚めさせる。参加者たちはこの瞬間に栄唱し、母なるガイアを喜ばせる男を呼び出さなければならない。そして生命の摂理が具現化した存在である男は女性とちぎりを交わすのである。さっきボーゲルが言ってた内容とほぼほぼ同じか？マティスタ、お客様を無視するな。そして彼らを退屈させないように。彼らが興味があるのはお前のざれ言などではなく、美しいお前が彼らにどれだけ奉仕できるかということだ。
How can anyone accept such behavior?
道具のように扱われてるって感じかな。
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
はあ。なんだ
Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note.
私のファビオへマンチョス。
Manchos.
ああ。男だけど美しい人だから、
Would you recognize me in one of these? I suppose not.
なるほど。美しい男性だからこそ、同性でもやっぱ魅力的ってことなんだね。
The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
うん。ほぼほぼ毎回パカパカと黒い画面が入るが、もうよくわからんの。問題はこっからどうするかだな。あ、お前またそんなとこで。
You've got a lot to do, Sherlock.
とんでもない。ああ。こっからどうしろと？ファビオの鍵はまだ使いになった。マティアスの使いになった。メギの数字鍵。ああ。どうしようと？あるとしたらこの鍵なんだけどな。この鍵で何をすりゃいいんだろう。
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
ああ、
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
なるほど。ここで瞑想か。まったく。まあ、刺すってことだよな。誰かが刺したよと。ここで誰かが殴ったんだよ。で、ファビオの頭の傷はここでついた傷なんだ。で、頭から血流しながら、 ああ、引きずったか。いや。この手の跡を考えたらこうだな。気失って、引きずっていって、で、そこで刺したと。わざわざそこで刺す必要があったのかわからんが。わからん。ここはフォビオなのかな。もともと誰かと二人でここでイチャコラする予定だったのかなで、なんかもつれて、うん。これどう？ちょっとね。
You're not even trying, Sherry.
違うのか。違うのか。こう
The
か。
bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge.
うん。
Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room.
うん。
Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you alright? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
でも結局誰がやったかは全くわかんねえな。犯人は自分自身を洗った。裁断室の鍵は一度閉められ、その後開けられた。そうだな。犯人は裁断室の鍵を持っていた。ちょっと待って。犯人が鍵を持っていたのは明らかだ。誰が裁断室の鍵を持っていたか分かれば容疑者を絞り込むことができるだろう。フォビオって言っちゃうわ。ファビオは近くの部屋で襲われた。儀式は本当の目的を隠すため。ファビオは殺人の被害者だ。なんかこれで変わんのか。マジで？
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
Nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all. The murderer had access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a
黄金の
mask
星の
with
仮面。
golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
殺人が起きてんのに。嘘。もうこれで終わ
I know you can untangle this mess.
り？嘘。一瞬で終わっちゃったわ。アートマンチョスの見た目。はい。黄金の星の仮面。黄金の星？黄金の星ってどれだ？わかりづれ。お前か？ いや、もうみんな同じようにしか見えないよ。マジで。違うな。え？どれだ？誰？どこ？誰？なんか一人だが、この人っぽい気がするんだけどな。合ってたー。
I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man.
慣れ慣れしい
Can
な。
I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchos. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
まずフォビオについてフォビオじゃねえっつうんだよな。ファビオについて聞こ
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent magician. Do your tricks.
う。勝手なことを言いよる。はあ、祭壇室に入れる人物は
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos.
サントス。
Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo.
肩書きだけ。執事長。サントスとマーティスタはどこだ？
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on?
なんだ？
Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
え？え？まさかの警察が来よった。あ、違う。なんだ？俺なんもやってねえのに。ただ事件解決したかっただけなのに。なんでや。
Look at you. Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in this letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig.
Oh, era esa?
Wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
母を知っていたと？
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that.
事務処理
Would you
担当
happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
交渉しよう。助けが必要だ。 交渉しようっていうよりか助けが必要だの方がいいかもな。
You must help me. It would mean a great deal to me if you could find any information about that day.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
提案ね。もちろん。
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on
オ
this
ズワルド。
Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you
別に
slip
大事じゃ
or
ねえ
mess
ん
with
だ
the
けど
evidence,
な。
then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
なるほど。尋問って明らかに拷問だよな。血の跡とかついてる時点で。いやー、よっぽど、ここの警官たちがいいのか悪いのか謎だけどな。事件記録6260。悪魔儀式の目撃者による遺体発見の報道を受け、通報を受け、マンチョス邸の強制捜査の許可が下った。これにより多数の容疑者を逮捕し、カメトローブを身につけ、わいせつ行為や異常な行動をとっている集団を離散させることに成功。祭壇の上で発見された遺体の胸にはナイフによる傷が確認された。警察官は、被害者が20歳の地元の演者で芸術家であるファビオであると断定。逮捕された容疑者は次の通り。バナ・ボーゲル。ボーゲルは被害者によって書かれた中傷の手紙を所持していた。遺体を発見したのは自分だと主張している。容疑者はその風変わりな性格で悪名高い人物だ。シャーロック・ホームズ。凶器の打眼のほか、複数の消去法を携帯していた。ホームズが容疑者であるボーゲルに招待されたのは、警察の捜査を妨害するためであると思われている。マンチョス。マンチョスは邸宅の主人。悪魔的なパーティーの主催者である。被害者に報酬を支払い、儀式に参加させた。事件現場に入ることができた。マティスタ。ファビオの相棒として儀式に参加。逃走を試み、逮捕に抵抗した。祭壇室で執り行われた儀式が記録された、記された本を所持していた。その他の客はさらなる聴取のため一時的に交流する。
Back on track to solve the case.
取り調べですの鍵。私、サントス・ピンチェッティはグランドスライ地区のマンチョス邸で発見したと思われた次を通じた目撃者である。サントスが通報ってなんだ。通報したのか。社交会の準備中、私は閉ざされた祭壇室から大きな物音を聞いた。私はカート・マンチョスが話していた、生物を生贄に捧げる行為を即座に思い出した。壁には血で奇妙な印が描かれ、ダガが心臓に刺さっていたのだ。私は気を取り直してすぐ警察署に殺人事件を報告した。この供述に関しては、署は警察官を派遣し、その間に目撃者は帰宅した。帰宅した帰宅帰宅OK。ということで、今回はここまでにして、次回はこの続きから、自分も容疑者の一人になっちゃったというところで、事件解決に乗り出す必要があるというところですね。はい。ご視聴いただきまして誠にありがとうございました。また次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。またね。